for lunch today. Good morning. Obviously I'm not on call, having to go to work, and I feel fine. I mean, I'm tired. I went to bed. I actually had a harder time last night falling asleep than I thought I would, but you know, it is what it is. So for lunch I'm having some veggie tots, a salmon burger, and the 1 can of Italian cut green beans that we had. I'm having a cup of that. And then for snacks, I always take a Quest bar just in case. I had 1 orange left over from yesterday, a cheese stick, a Greek yogurt whip. This is the last one we have, peaches and cream. And for breakfast, I had a chicken sandwich, and I'm about to take some rice cakes with peanut butter. So that, I'm figuring out the calories, and if this is not enough calories, I'll pack something else, but this is what I have so far, so I will see you guys later.
What are you doing? Say good morning.
Hey.
Say buenos dias.
Hey.
Not A. Buenos dias.
Yay. Bago.
Guys, for breakfast we are having waffles with some frozen strawberries and some dairy. Maddie's having a yogurt, so you can see that we both almost have the same thing.
Strawberry is good and frozen. Cold, and I like yogurt and strawberries with waffles and syrup. Dada. The bubble.
Yeah. Come on, eat your food, Mama. Right now, Autumn is not feeling good. She went to bed with the live fever, and she's still not feeling it. Right, Mama?
Sweet. You know.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm wearing my purse that Mommy and Daddy got me. And I put stuff in it.
Adam, don't mess with that with the alarm. Ah, yeah, I saw you. I saw you. What are you doing? Why don't you go get a wipey and wipe your face? You have stuff all over your face. Nuh-uh. Get a wipey. Claudia. Hey, you, what are you doing? Oh, yeah.
My mouth is good.
Girls are still in the same clothes that they were wearing yesterday.
Now is it good?
No, you still have some stuff right there. Nope. It's still there. A little more. Much better. Yeah, there's the big girls are still in jammies. Maddie went to bed in her clothes,
My same outfit.
but she'll be jumping in the shower in a little bit.
Good night, see you tomorrow.
Good night, see you tomorrow. And Adam, good night, see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, I am home. It is 9:01 p.m. I just got done editing the vlog. Today was, clearly I was at work all day, and Andres, as soon as I got home, he was like, I didn't get a whole lot of footage. Today was kind of rough for him. He was actually supposed to work. Today was supposed to go completely different than it actually went. Yesterday when I got home from work, I was able to just hug Autumn goodnight, and she felt warm. So I took her temp, and it was 100.3. Yeah, it was 100.3. She's actually not got above actual fever. Fever is considered 100.4. She has not reached higher than that at any point, so she's kind of just had a low grade fever and just kind of real solemn and not eating a whole lot. And so last night I felt it. We gave her some Tylenol. Andrea said she woke up kind of grouchy. I went to work and he said that she woke up kind of grouchy, and I was so busy this morning because I was supposed to have an induction. Well, it turns out my induction was breached. She came in for a vaginal delivery and ended up in a C-section because her baby turned at some point. So my morning was crazy. Like, it went boom, 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 boom. I mean, before I knew it, I looked up at the clock and it was 1 o'clock. I hadn't had lunch, nada. So the morning went by so fast, and Andres had been texting me, telling me her fever wasn't going down. You know, she was real, like I said, just very out of it, not eating. She was drinking, but not eating anything. I said, well, just go ahead and take her, you know, to the doctor if you can. My eye is twitching. Probably lack of sleep or lack of wearing my contacts. So he was like, okay, I'll take her later, but I already called work and told them, you know, like, somebody's gonna have to cover and run it because I can't leave. Like, what am I supposed to do? You know, and I've been trying to keep, I'm not trying to keep the girls away from my mom and Nin, but with them sick, I'm trying not to get mom and Nin sick because they, no matter what, are going to the hospital every single day. They're alternating to go visit my grandma. And that's the last thing my grandma needs, is for somebody to come in sick to the ICU. That wouldn't happen. Like, people, you're just not supposed to go to the ICU if you're sick, if you did not know that. Don't just cover up your cough. Don't go. Seriously, unless it's like dire, and I mean like your loved one is going to pass. Don't go to ICU. Those people are so sick. So anyway, I've been trying, you know, if they even have like allergies or whatever, if I think it's going to turn into anything. This entire week everyone's been fine, but now Autumn has kind of a fever, and she really doesn't have any other symptoms besides just being kind of out of it, very solemn, not really like super lethargic, but just, you know, she's just tired. Anyway, she even took a really long nap. So I've been trying to keep them away. So I told him, he was like, I already called and told them like they're gonna have to cover it by themselves today and cover the shift, I guess, because he was supposed to work 2 to 11. And so they said fine, no big deal, no problem. And my mom, Nin, went to go visit my grandma this morning. My mom went in the afternoon, and then Nin took the big girls while Andres took Autumn to urgent care, and they really didn't find anything. That's what stinks. It's like, clearly there's something, because she's starting to get a fever. There's something. Your body just doesn't get a fever just because. So no ear infection. They swabbed her for strep. She's negative on strep, but they went ahead and cultured it to see if it was the beginning of strep since she wasn't eating. So I don't know. She ended up going to bed before I came home. I worked my entire shift. I went to go visit my grandma after, and then I came straight home and I just edited, and thank goodness it was a short vlog because I'm just too tired to care right now. Too tired. Like, it actually wasn't a bad shift today. It went by really, the last like 4 hours drug on so long, but the rest of the shift was fine. No complications, no nothing. Great. I had great patience. My back is just killing me. I know if I worked more frequently, more days, my back would build up strength because it did before I hurt it. But because I don't go in very frequently, it's kind of like when you don't work out very often, you have more of a chance of hurting yourself than when you consistently work out. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, my lower back is just killing me just from moving patients and doing all kinds of stuff 2 days in a row. Not even necessarily from the walking. I think it's just a standing and moving patients and whatnot. So like C-sections are really rough on my back. So that was the biggest thing today. You know, we're just trying to prevent anybody from getting sick. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Maddie has swim and Emmy has swim team. So, and we need to run errands, like big time. So I'm going to have to play it by ear, see how Autumn feels in the morning. I'm hoping she breaks it and she starts to feel better and starts to eat again and become more like herself, because there's nothing worse than a sick little toddler. I mean, again, it's a phrase. There are much worse things than just a minor little fever, you know, but the thought of having to run errands and stuff, which I would love to be able to do with Andres here. The only good thing is like he can go run them and I can stay home, or I can go run them and he can stay home if she's not feeling that well, and that would be a lot easier. I don't even mind running or grocery shopping by myself if Autumn is the one that is so much harder to entertain for a long period of time. The big girls are a lot easier, so we'll see. We'll kind of play it by ear. I know today's vlog is super short because, like I said, he told me he didn't get a lot of footage and he forgot the camera at home when the big girls went over to my mom's house and Nin was over there. And that would have been fun because Logan was over there, and Melissa and Chubby and Clemmy went over there because they went to go visit my grandma too. So that would have been nice, but he left it. Not a big deal. I've said before, I appreciate all the little bit of vlogging, and I just got done editing and I was so tired yesterday. I didn't even take time to praise him for the awesome job he did on the under the closet staircase, under the, oh my gosh, under the staircase closet. He's right, I have been bugging him forever. That's not an area. There are like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 areas of the house. Under the closet was one of them. The cabinets where I used to have my computer, he has the right side of the cabinets, I have the left. Mine is very neat, nice, organized. His is a complete jungle. The backyard, anything to do with the outside, like his shed, I don't have anything to do with that. Not a single thing. If I even go out there, it bothers me. So I just can't even look at it. His drawer that he organized that I showed you guys in the bathroom, his nightstand is a wreck. And there may be a couple of other places, but there's those places specifically I do not touch. Like, they belong to him. I don't go in there. I don't even open the drawers or the doors to the cabinets because I'm just like, oh my god. Now I have a lot of stuff. I do. Don't get me wrong. I have an entire office dedicated to my Etsy stuff and YouTube, but I'm organized. You open up my drawers, they're nice, they're neat, everything is labeled, and I'm organized. He's not an organized person, which is totally fine. Everyone has their own thing. But he was like, make me a honey-do list. So I gave him little things that I told him would make me very happy if he just cleaned out. Even if they weren't super organized like how I would organize them. Even if they were just cleaned out to the point where if I had to go find my headphones, was a big thing. I can't find my headphones, and they're probably buried in his downstairs cabinet, and I just can't even, you can't even pull anything out of there without things falling everywhere. So that was one thing I told him. I'm like, I would love for you to clean out these areas that I sometimes access, specifically that the bathroom drawer and the under the stairs closet. So that was something that I've been asking him for so long. Please clean it out, because I'm the type of person, if I clean it out, I'm going to trash everything. I'm throwing things away. I don't keep boxes, I don't keep pamphlets, I don't keep anything. Like, I am not a hoarder when it comes to things like that. Now, maybe a pin hoarder and a planner hoarder and a sticker hoarder and a whatever else kind of hoarder you want to call me. I do hoard some things, but those types of things I don't. So I told him, I said, you don't want me to toss things, organize it. And he did. He did a phenomenal job. Great. Now I can actually see the floor. I can walk in. The luggage can sit in there nicely, which was a huge thing. The luggage was like tossed in there and I realized this the most when we were going to Disney, and I was trying to pull the luggage out and things were falling everywhere, and his camera stuff was everywhere, and the big bag of like recyclable bags that I have for birthday parties and things like that were scattered. The biggest bag was torn. I was like, what the heck? So thank you, baby doll, for doing that. I love it. You did an awesome job. So I gotta give him props for that. But the remainder of today was kind of difficult for him because he just, when I got home, he's like, I need a break. I'm like, yeah, I know. You love him, but they're hard work. I never have ever been the type of person that's been like, oh, stay-at-home mom gets to watch TV and eat bonbons all day. Never have I said that, but you don't truly have an appreciation for what a stay-at-home parent, not even just a mom, what a stay-at-home parent does until you live it. Like, I can sit here and tell him all day long how stressful it is to be at home and to make sure everyone is clean, fed, changed, entertained, doesn't make a mess, doesn't hurt themselves outside, drag them around when you have to run errands, pull in and out of the car, change diaper and change this, then put in the stroller and take out the stroller and do it. Like, nobody understands how difficult those things are and how stressful and how much work it can be until you live in somebody's shoes. And that's whether you have one child, because sometimes one child can be just as overwhelming as 3 good kids, you know? I mean, it is what it is. I chose to stay at home more to be able to do things with them. I chose to have them all at home. I could easily put them in other things, you know, and I actually do. Emmy has camp coming up, but you know, I choose to leave them at home. I want to spend the time with them, but frankly, it can get overwhelming. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm being the best parent, the best mother that I can be when I'm overwhelmed. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, get a little taste of my medicine, huh? It can be bad sometimes. And he's like, yeah, it's a lot of work. I'm like, I know. And then you got a sick kid and you got to drop one off here and drop one off here and take the other one to the doctor. And luckily he has that option because it's the weekend. I don't ever get that option. Everyone's working. There's nobody to watch one of them when I have to go do something else, you know. It just doesn't work like that. So this was I think this weekend was kind of a wake-up call for him. Like, okay, I understand why I come home and you need a break. I get it. So that at least makes me feel a little bit better. Not that I want anybody to be tortured or anything like that. I just think it's easier when you don't experience what the other one does to say, like, you have it easier than I do, you know, because I always tell him, even though your job is physically demanding, which I actually work more hours when I'm at work in a day than he does. He has 9 hours. He usually works about 8 or 9 hours. I work 12 to 13. I actually work 12 and a half. 30 minutes of it is lunch, but I get it. It's physically demanding. Mentally, the physical aspect is not the issue with the kids. It's the mental aspect. The mental, like, mommy, mom, sissy did this, sissy did that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. It's just the draining of the constant over and over and over again, which, again, don't get me wrong, I love the girls and I wouldn't trade them for the world. I love being a mom, but it can get overwhelming. So if you're out there and you're overwhelmed, I totally understand. I came home last night missing them. I came home tonight missing them, wanting to squeeze them and give them big hugs. And I'm like, what have y'all been doing? I missed you. But I take that for granted during the week, just like he does. He gets to come home and miss them and be like, oh, I missed them. They went to bed. What? I didn't get to get a hug. Whereas when you're with them all day, you're like, okay, you're home. It's your turn. I'm done. I had my time. You spend time with them, you know, type thing. So anyway, a little rant over. Now this vlog has officially turned into a longer vlog now that I've been talking the last 15 minutes. So I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully you guys can relate somewhere out there to what I'm saying. I know not everyone feels like that, because I have mentioned, you know, when I was doing that Q&A on Instagram, I was talking about I feel like I was losing my identity, and I was considering going back to work more. And I got a couple messages that, you know, said, well, what if your identity is just being a mom? And that's totally fine. Like, I'm not knocking a single person if you feel totally different than how I feel sometimes. I don't feel that all the time. Not every day is rough. Some days are more rough than others. But, you know, if you are, I just want you to know, if you are out there struggling and you're like, what kind of mother am I? Because I have those feelings all the time. Like, if I'm getting snappy with the girls, or I just don't feel like getting up, they want me to go, I don't know, outside and play, and I'm just like, oh, I just can't right now. You know, I do feel like I have times where I'm not the best mom that I can be, and that makes me feel guilty in so many ways. so many ways. And it's I beat myself up, so there's really no reason for anybody else to beat me up about it, because sometimes I feel that way. So if any of you guys out there can relate, but sometimes, you know, you just have to be part of the bad mom club, because there's just no other way to do it. You can't compare yourself to other people, which is hard because I do it all the time, especially Instagram moms or YouTube moms that I watch, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, I can't even get my life together, and you're over here, I don't know, doing arts and crafts and lunches, and I just can't even, I can barely even function day to day sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So don't feel bad, you're not alone. Even people like me suffer from the same things. And that's truly whether anybody wants to admit it or not. Because if you can look in the mirror and say, I am the perfect mom, I never yell at my kids, I never get frustrated, I always do what they want, I always make them what they want, good for you, honey. I'm not like that. Raise that emoji hand if you're a part of my club. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. It's 9:18, my vlog's exported, and I want to go lay down. I'm so excited. I don't go back to work until 2 Saturdays. Not, I have 12 days off, which feels nice. But you know, 2 days in a row wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. My back was the biggest thing, that it hurts. But honestly, I think if I worked more frequently like this, it would build up strength and I would be fine. So we'll see how it goes in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you tomorrow.